Coming to you, but I want to play out the special interview. Tube Investments of India says it is too early to talk about the impact of Trump's 50% tariffs on the business. Joining us from the sidelines on the 21st Oswal Annual Investor Global Conference, Vellayan Subbiah, Vice Chairman of the company, and of course, he heads up the group as well. He told my colleague, Sudarshan, that supply chains might take a bit of a hit, at least in the near term. Listen in to a slice of that conversation.
Yeah, so I think it's still too early to tell how things will play out. Obviously, in some of our businesses, there will be an impact, but it's still, we have to see how this thing is going to play out and also how long it sustains, right? Because there are clearly conversations going on both sides, right, to improve the situation. So that's something we just have to wait and see, right, how this all plays out.
But sir, if it remains around 50% that US government has taken a call, so overall export contribution to your total revenue, and if it remains at 50%, how much the impact you see in upcoming quarters?
Yeah, so I think that, so like I said, this whole question it's a bit difficult to kind of fully predict, right? We're in constant conversation with our customers. But it's a bit difficult to fully predict because in some businesses it's not easy to switch supply chains so quickly. So we'll just have to wait and see how they basically play out. It's a bit difficult to predict at this stage.
Perfect. So now from global topic to domestic topic. Now over the last few weeks, one topic that has been making headlines is the expectation on GST rate cut front. So sir, in the first half of this year, that is FY26, auto volumes have largely been muted. Now, if GST Council goes ahead and reduces GST rates on some of the key items, especially for the auto sector, how do you see this impacting the overall demand?
Yeah, definitely it will help, right? That's fairly standard that if we do have tax rate cuts and it's passed on to the consumers, which it will get transmitted in this case, it will definitely help. So I do see that as an encouraging move from the government's perspective.
Now talking especially about your businesses, especially I'll start with electric vehicle. So last few quarters, largely it has been muted. So I have two-part questions. So what are some of the levers that if you could talk about, especially for three-wheeler segment, that you are taking steps to take on incumbents in the rising competition situation? And second, if you could give us any timeline of operational break-even for EV segment.
Yeah, so, obviously operational break-even and any numbers like that, we don't have any discussions on it with the exception of what we discuss on our earnings calls. But as far as, on the three-wheeler segment, one of the things we're very excited about is that in the next quarter we'll be coming out with a new product release. It's a great refresh on the existing product. That's something we're extremely excited about. So I do feel like that will definitely help us in that segment specifically.
Now in the core segment, sir, you are expecting margin to improve in Q2 and Q3, and you are expecting to get recovery that you had passed on because of steel prices. And because of that recovery, you are expecting margin to improve in Q2 and Q3. So what would be the recovery level that you are expecting?
So again, we won't comment on anything specific like that. We do see it's the same as what we've communicated in the earnings transcripts.
Any range, if you could talk about, any range?
No, we won't discuss specific ranges and numbers from that perspective.
So are we on track for double-digit growth in standalone business in FY26?
No, in CG, if the question is related to CG will have double-digit growth. TI, I'd say kind of high single digit is broadly kind of where we'll be at.
One last question, sir. You are looking to start battery pack manufacturing locally by the end of 2025. Just could you give us some details on that?
No, all we're doing is packing our own batteries for our trucks, right? So for our trucks and for some of the other vehicle formats like our small commercial vehicles, we'll basically be packing. We still buy the cells from outside and we pack them we pack them. We'll be packing them in our own facilities. So that will start, in the next quarter.